We about to go live. We're about to go live. We're about to go live. Um, Guys, if you are on YouTube, make your way. YouTube. If you're on Instagram, make your way to YouTube because we're about to go live in a few minutes. I'm just trying to get something together. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for the fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair. All topics are for entertainment purposes only. None of the information presented in this video or by VGIRLTV should be taken as fact. Every situation is based on personal experience. Hi guys, welcome to the VGIRLTV. If you are listening, okay, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. If you are listening to the podcast version, which would be VGIRLTV, the VGIRL podcast on all major platforms. But we're going to allow some more people to get in before we actually get into the conversation. I know there's a couple of people that have lots of questions that they want to ask. So we're just going to give them an opportunity to actually get in to the live. Okay? If you are watching on YouTube, if you're watching from YouTube, not YouTube, I'm sorry. If you are watching from Instagram while I'm my brain is all over the place, I need help with doing these lives. Come on YouTube, look for VGIRLTV and enter the live. I also have the link is actually in my stories, okay? Because if you are on YouTube, if you're on FaceTime or Twitter, I will not be able to read the comments, okay? So for the people that already are in, let me know if you can hear me before we jump into the live. If you can hear me, let me know in the comment section that you can hear me. I want to make sure that the audio and everything is good so that you guys are good. Diana, come on YouTube, okay, so you can comment. People on Facebook, if you're on Facebook, I will not be able to hear you. So, guys, can you hear me? Okay, great, perfect. Okay, so there are still people love to come in late into these lives. Okay, so I'm giving people the opportunity, if you are on YouTube, to make your way. If you're on Instagram, why do I keep on saying YouTube? If you're on Instagram, make your way down. We are going to talk about a lot of things today, a lot of things that you probably will not hear anyplace else, unless you are like living in Panama or you active on Panama news. You won't hear it. And I feel like for people who are interested in moving here, or just people who watch things on YouTube with a lot of expats that move to different countries, people tend to leave out a lot of things. I like to be as transparent as possible with you guys without anyone feeling like I'm talking down or talking bad about the country, because that's not the case. But I do feel like you guys should be up on current events. This week has been really rough for a lot of people in Panama. Um, I'm wondering if I should wait a little bit before I get into this, because I feel like if I don't, if I just jump into it, people are gonna come in late. All right, so before we get into the main conversation, this is gonna give people enough time. I'm like killing time. I just want to let you guys know that www.VGIRLTV.com is now active. If you haven't had an opportunity, go over to the site, subscribe, because I'll be doing more stuff on the website. You'll be getting weekly newsletters, information on events. You'll get exclusive. There are memberships that's there. Yeah, I am definitely going to give you guys a real deal. So VGIRL TV, for the people that are coming in, is now active and is now live, so you guys can go over there and sign up for our mailing list. I'm telling you, this is going to be a wealth of information for you guys, especially those of you who are interested in moving to Panama. We're going to be holding events. People that already live in Panama will be doing mixer. So there's a lot of information that you will receive via the website. So if you haven't had an opportunity to go onto the website, go onto the website and subscribe for the mailing list. Okay? We got that down and out of the way. Okay, so we're just gonna dive in. Whoever comes in late is just gonna have to watch this on the replay. This week has been very rough for me. Well, not really, I shouldn't say me, it's been mentally draining. Okay, I don't know if you guys have been following Panama news, but a 9-year-old girl was abducted. She was kidnapped. And as a mother, this news really, really affected me. It's not my child, but it still affected me because this is still a child. And as a mother, I don't even want to imagine what the mother is going through right now. And I think that this is an eye-opener for a lot of us, because especially those people who are planning, they're trying to escape the U.S. You can't leave your guards down wherever you are, okay? It's important to know that evil is everywhere, okay? There are wicked people everywhere in this world. We have to be very vigilant of our children. The story is really, really heartbreaking, and I can't stop thinking about it. Like I'm on social media every second trying to figure out any updates that's going on. And unfortunately, I don't, it's just the lack of information and the lack of transparency, I think, is really what's affecting me out of this whole situation. Let me turn off the ring on my phone. The little girl was, so I'll just give you the brief background on what happened. So the little girl was, first of all, I'm not going to judge, okay? Let's try not to judge because we don't know everyone's situation, okay? She was actually abducted from Panama, okay? She is from Panama City. Which one thing that I don't understand is, especially with the public school system here in Panama, I can't understand why children, like, they break up the hours. So there'll be some kids that go to school at 8 o'clock. There'll be some kids that go to school at 11 o'clock. And this particular child was going, her time of entry for school was like 12 o'clock or something like that, 11 or 12, give or take. I don't know exactly what time, but I know it was in the afternoon. Her mom was at work. According to what the mom was saying on the news, that the little girl wakes up with her. She gets the little girl dressed. She takes out her clothes. She leaves everything ready for her. So then that way, when it's time for her to go to school, she can just go to school. So apparently her brother, the mom's brother, which would be the little girl's uncle, was supposed to take her to school. And that day he did not take her to school and the child was abducted. Okay? Supposedly she was with her other cousins and they were all walking. The news doesn't tell you exactly how old the cousins were. They don't tell you how many kids there were. But basically, from what I heard or what I've read on social media and in the news, is that a car came up and everybody ran and the little girl froze up and they kidnapped the girl. The child has been missing for 1 week and it's scary. Okay, she's been missing for 1 week, and what's crazy to me is that they're now doing the investigation. Supposedly, Panama does have Amber Alert. I didn't know. I haven't gotten an Amber Alert, and no one had gotten an Amber Alert, and I think that's something now that people are like trying to find out. They said that the law is you have to wait at least 24 hours for them to actually start investigating. I personally don't feel like 24 hours should apply to children at all. Okay, 24-hour rule should not apply to children. The child was 9 years old. A 9-year-old child cannot defend themselves. So it's really heartbreaking. Like, I find myself, again, I don't know this woman. She is not, I've never met her, but I find myself waking up in the middle of the night thinking about this little girl and just praying. Yes, allegedly. Thank you. Well, I did put the disclaimer in the front. My heart is like broken. This has taken effect on me mentally. I'm like so paranoid now, right? Yes. I'm so paranoid by what's been going on. The mom was on the news because I seen her on the news, and you could just tell like she is literally like going through it. But one thing I will say about the people of the country, everyone is very prayerful, and everyone is helping in whatever way, whether it's sharing the child's picture. I don't want to share the picture on YouTube because YouTube has a strict policy of sharing children. But if you follow my store page, I put the post there. Melissa says, to be honest, after what the family said on the news, I believe something else is happening. I agree with you. I'm not even going to lie because it's just a lot that's going on. But at the end of the day, the only person that I am concerned about is the child. Okay, and it's really scary. We can all have assumptions and we can all assume certain things, but we really don't know. We can only go by what we see and we can give our own opinions. But at the end of the day, I hope they find the little girl because that is really heartbreaking. Another thing, I don't want to depress you guys, so we're going to move off of that topic, okay? But I just wanted to let you guys know about that's what's going on here in Panama. And it's very, very sad. It's very, really sad. Okay, so another thing that I wanted to share with you guys, let me see if I can actually pull it up because this is crazy and I don't understand why people are talking about it like this is not even a big deal. So let me pull it up first so I can show you guys. Alright, so you guys know that there's a Little Mermaid, right? Comment in the section if you know about the Little Mermaid, that she's now black. Let me know if you know. And I know you guys are saying like, why am I talking about this? But I promise you, it's a reason why I'm talking about it. Okay, yes. Okay, guys. So I'm actually looking for it to show you guys because I don't know if you, I know some people don't speak Spanish, but for the people who do read Spanish, I'll just translate it for you guys. Um, did they really delete it? Like, seriously, I'm so mad. I should have screenshotted it. I really should have screenshotted it to show you guys. I'm so mad at myself. I had shared it in my story, so if you follow me on Instagram at IMV Monroe, you would have seen it. But I wanted, oh man, I should have screenshotted it so I could show you guys. Okay, well, anyway, they must have deleted it from the social media. But basically, guys, what happened was, for those of you who knows that, for those of you who do not know, so they had a remake of The Little Mermaid. So in the remake of Little Mermaid, they had a black woman, which is, I think it's Halle. Yeah, Halle, that is playing Little Mermaid, and Homegirl got so much backlash behind this. And there was a post where they posted it on social media on a blog site in Panama. And so they had Halle's picture on there, and the title was I don't remember exactly what the title was, but I'm gonna give you. It was basically saying like, is it racism or are they forcing racism on us? Child, the comment section was so disgusting. I would assume, okay, that because we are considered, but you know what? I keep on forgetting that we are not in the States. The comment section under this blog post in Panama was so disgusting that the things that people were saying, okay? I would have assumed that they would have been in agreement, like, yes, finally we have someone, a minority person, there's some type of representation, but there were people in there. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, the criticism was definitely live. Okay, I am says I won't be surprised if the criticism regarding the mermaid being black. Yes, I expected that from the States, but I honestly did not expect to get that here in Panama. And to read the comments that these people were saying, especially other black women, I was like, wow. Then I had to like sit back and think to myself, okay, well maybe, I try to give people the benefit of doubt with the way they think, okay? But I keep on forgetting that people that never lived in America, okay, they never really, I can't say that they don't experience racism because the people that I know, they have experienced racism. So I was really, really confused. But the comments, one girl said that, oh, that it's not racism and that she would prefer for for the Little Mermaid to be the way that she was before. And so I'm sitting to myself thinking, like, people are really ignorant because they don't even really know that Disney stole this story and that this mermaid, okay, technically, uh, this mermaid is really black, okay? And this goes back to the 1700s when slavery was going on. For those of you who do not know, okay, yes, check out Ronald Martin Unfiltered also. The lack of information and the ignorance that I hate to say this, guys. Okay, I hate to say it, but the ignorance level, the level of ignorance here, especially with people of color, is crazy. Okay. Another black woman said that, yeah, that she's black and her daughter was crying and saying that she wished that the mermaid would be the same way how it was before. So in other words, she was saying that her daughter wished that the mermaid was white. My thing is this: like, everyone's concerned about the wrong things, okay? About the wrong things, okay? Because if you really listen or watch the movie, if you really watched The Little Mermaid and actually sat down and paid attention to the narrative of The Little Mermaid, there's so many things wrong with this movie, okay? Number one, Ariel was 16 years old, okay? And the prince was a doggone adult, okay? So guess what? She was messing with, he was damn near a pedophile, okay? Ooh, I shouldn't have said that. I can't say that word. He was a pedo, okay? Um, second of all, okay, she actually sold herself to the devil, okay, so that she could be with this man. So if you pay attention to the storyline, you would actually really know that this is not really, it really isn't actually what children should be watching. Yes, Rick B, on that R. Kelly, okay? I'm sitting here saying to myself, and I'm seeing these people argue in the comment section, okay, about, oh, that this is not racism, how black people always want to say it's racism. Though people who were saying that were actually like either non-black people, mixed, mixed race people, sorry, and black women. Okay, the people that I did see defending and saying that no, you guys should be happy that there's a black mermaid because representation matters, actually came from a black man. So I was like super confused. I'm like, you guys are fighting for the wrong thing. You guys are worried about the wrong things. How about you pay attention to what the movie is about and you will realize that the movie is not what you think it is. It's talking about a young woman wanting a man so bad that she did black magic on him, okay, to get him, and that she sold herself to the devil because in The Little Mermaid you actually hear Ursula saying, "Oh yeah, you are selling your soul." Okay, they should be worried about that, not whether or not the mermaid is black or white. It makes no sense. Um, Imani says, it makes sense now because Caribbean and Africans always have these mysterious mermaid stories. How interesting. Exactly. If you, there's on this, I'm actually going to give you guys the website, not the website, the webpage. Let me see if I can actually share it with you guys so you can see it for yourself. But it was so crazy because I was going to talk about this today on the live. I was going to talk about it today on the live. And someone actually sent me this, and I was like, you know what? That's so crazy that you sent me that because I was actually going to talk about that on the live. So let me look for it so I can send it, so I can share the screen with you guys. Tom Cruise can star as the last samurai. Yeah, well, I don't. That's what I'm saying, and it doesn't make any sense. Trevor Noah also, they're on their social media platform. It's back. Wait, what, Renee, what is Trevor Noah saying about the Little Mermaid? I don't understand why the color of the mermaid is even that controversial. And this all goes back to, you know what? I can't. I can't with social media. I can't with people. Um, Let me see. Okay, so here it is right here. I'm going to show you guys right now. Let me share my screen with you guys. He's pissed about the black backlash, as he should be, because it's really like people are worried about the wrong thing. And I don't remember having this much backlash um when okay, so this is it right here, guys. Why can't I see it? I can't. Hold on, let me remove it so I can get to the page I want to show you guys. I don't remember having this backlash when what's the word? When Brandy was Cinderella. I don't remember any of this backlash when Brandy was Cinderella. Do you guys remember that? Because I don't remember that. All right, so let's see. for some reason I can't see. So I'm gonna share this with you guys, and then we're just gonna go through it. All right. So you guys can share from this share it so you guys can see it from with. Oh my God, I can't speak English. You can see it for yourself. Okay. So this is on the Pan-African webpage on Instagram, and it says the European Associated Water Mama, Watramana Mama, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, with resistance against enslavement, saying he only knew that this dance more than commonly heats the imagination, and that when one or another is up to reckless undertaking, he faints and he comes to his senses, telling about having spoken with his gods, who ordered him to do such an undertaking, and even such a Negro or Negress ordered to raid the plantation to kill the whites. Those present would be willing, maybe unthinkingly undertake. And this is from 1787, right? Then it says Governor Jean Nepuvi, okay, in his manuscript, circa 1775, he stated that Fida Owida, slave, had introduced, oh my God, why can I read? Had introduced certain devilish practices into their dancing, which they have transposed to all other slaves when a certain rhythm is played. Dancing the body like a snake, then they take for a god and worship, moving to the rhythm, often also jumping up as if in a frenzy. They finally make themselves, and then so others believe, they are possessed by their god, which is generally called Wachamama. It says on the next slide, Painter Bernat observed in 1839, one day around 11 at night, we are sailing along the shores of the river when suddenly our boat hit a wooden object, which he recognized as a small canoe or boat, 10 or 12 feet long, and which was explained by our Negroes as an offering of a bush Negro. Okay, it contained jars of raw sugar rum and another filled with Genever, a bottle of Bordeaux, a comb, a mirror, a pair of scissors, knives, needle threads, several samples of printed cotton and linen, a decorated calabash filled with all sorts of seeds, fruits, and corals, fake pearls, cabbage, potatoes, and onions. It was the most extraordinary offering I have ever seen. This Waterman dance was considered to have a dangerous effect on the enslaved in 1776. It was decided by the authorities to forbid and interdict, okay, wow, I can't read, the water mama and similar African dances on the plantation, as well as Paramaribo, the capital. Do you guys see what's there? Do you see that picture? Do you guys see that picture? Do you see that picture? What picture is there? A black mermaid. A black mermaid. So I don't understand why this is even a topic of discussion. I think the problem is here in Panama, they don't teach black history. Even though they don't teach black history at all. The most you probably know is about the Cimarron, and that's it, but they don't really get in depth in it. Renee All Day says, I think society is so messed up right now. Everything is an issue. People feel like they can take off their hoods and say no and do anything. Absolutely. Absolutely, Renee. They don't at all. Exactly. They don't teach black history, so everyone's really confused. They still think they're Colombian. You know, they're going off of the whole Spanish history, the Colombian history, and then what about the rest? Like, I feel like if people really knew who they were, there's a lot of identity issues, unfortunately. If people knew who they really were, they wouldn't be making these comments. The Black Mermaid wouldn't be an issue. I just even brought it up because I was just really surprised about all the negative backlash that they were teaching in, all the negative backlash that was on this blog site in Panama. Like, that was crazy. I did not expect for anyone in Panama to have a problem with the mermaid being black, but clearly it's an issue. M. Hala says they teach agriculture. Renee says, yes, they don't know she was originally black. Exactly. So for you to come up here and say, oh, no, we want the original mermaid. Okay, well, you should have went to Disney and complained when Disney decided that they were going to make the mermaid white. Okay? They stole the whole mystical story and turned her into a white woman. That's what you guys should be upset about. Okay? You guys should be upset about that Ariel was 16 years old and she was messing with an R. Kelly. Okay, she got married to R. Kelly. That's what you guys should be worried about. That she was 16 years old when she got married. That she sold herself to the devil for this man. Okay? That's what you guys should worry about. That she did magic, black magic, to get him to fall in love with her. That's what you guys should be worrying about, the message. Not the color of this woman's skin. Okay? It don't make no sense. Castle Dragon said, I'm still trying to figure out Panamanians and their non-Afrocentrism. You know what? I can't even be mad at them because at one point, black people really weren't really into it. I mean, when the Black Panthers was around, civil rights movement, and then went through a period when everybody was just like, okay, and then it just, so people started waking up now. So it's just that people here, people still sleep. People are still asleep, guys. They still sleep. Durmiendo. Okay? It's crazy. Like, it's really, really insane. Okay? Renee all day say, please don't get me started. So that is a little bit of current events that I wanted to share with you guys about what's going on in Panama. But let's get into your questions. Okay? Don't forget, Nick, on Thursday, we're actually going to do the live on Thursday. Oh, I definitely want to share with you guys who is actually coming next week. Well, I'll wait till later to share. But for now, we could get into the other topics now that we got into current events. Okay. VGIRLTV is live now. And yeah. Okay, so let's see what everyone's saying. We've been worshiping my mommy water spirits way before colonialism. And you know what? I had a conversation with this girl, one of the girls that work in my store, right? And I'm the type of person, I am very, when it comes to religion, I wouldn't say like I'm a religious person, but I'm definitely a spiritual person, and I do believe in God, right? So basically, she was saying that there was some story that she was a documentary on YouTube or whatever about the 24 hours in an infierno, which is down there. And the girl had told her story about what she's seen, and that Michael Jackson was down there, Selena was down there, and all these people was down there because of the things that they did, whatever it was, okay, the story. And so like I'm listening to her explaining it because she's very, very religious, and I like to respect people's religion because I feel like people should have the right to believe whatever they want to believe. It's not my place, your place, or anybody else's place to tell people what they should believe in. But what I do have a problem is when someone tries to force their belief onto other people. So she goes on to saying that that I think she's Christian, yeah, that Christianity is the way of life and that everybody needs to repent. And okay, so this is the reason why this story even came out, right? So there's a Panamanian artist that, if you don't know, his name is Japanese. Exactly, Marisa, sending wrong messages to the kid. So Japanese is a artist here in Panama, and he had gotten a stroke or something like that. So basically, he was in the hospital. So he turned his life around, supposedly, and allegedly, thank you, let me say allegedly, and he had made a song about Christ. So that's how the conversation came up. And so she was basically saying that, basically, like, if you're Catholic or whatever, you're gonna going down, like you're not gonna see heaven, pretty much is what she was saying. So at a certain time I said, you know what's so crazy? That all these religions, everyone worships a God. So whether you call your God Allah, whether you call him Jesus Christ, whether you call him God, period, whether you call him Obatala, whether you are Buddha, whatever it is, everyone has their own personal God. Who's to say that my God is the right God and your God is the wrong God? Who are we to determine that? None of us are able to know that until the day that we gone on to the wonders, okay? The only thing that you can literally do is just be a good person and try to live your life the right way, the best way that you can live. But who are we to judge somebody else about their religion? And that's crazy to me because we don't know. And so then I had to explain to her, I said, you know what's so crazy? That you guys don't read. Well, her, or, you know, these people, they don't read. Because if you read, you would know that the people who came, I don't want to say, you know, I don't want to sound like a racist because I'm not racist, and I don't like that. But when they were trying to get slaves from Africa, the way they manipulated these people were through religion. Okay, they use religion to manipulate people, and even to this day, people still use religion to manipulate people. So how do you know that what you're being taught, you're just not being manipulated? You know what I mean? And so this is why it's so important for us to read, because these enslaved people had their own religion prior to them being taken across seas, okay, for free labor. They had their own religion, and they were told that they weren't able to practice these religions, which is why you have Catholicism, right? So if you know exactly Christianity was used, if you know anything about, this is very delicate, like Santeria, okay, if you know anything about that, you would know that each saint is actually represented in one of the saints or the orishas, okay, in Catholicism. So for example, you would have Oshun, which is the Caridad, okay, Caridad de Cobre. And why was this? Because they weren't allowed to practice their religion. So they used the Catholic saints to hide that they were really worshiping their own gods and goddesses. So this is just a note to self, people. You guys, people, not saying you guys, but people should really do their education and read and do their due diligence before they just start to believe any and anything. Just my personal opinion, okay? I am said God, universal law, or whatever your God, they see your heart and your actions. Exactly. Not that many times you went to church and give donation in front of, oh, exactly, exactly. I am so with you. So to me personally, like, it's really annoying when people are so like, oh, you know, just whatever. Um, so yeah, so that's some information for you guys, current events that transpired during my week. So I really had a really rough week. But if anybody, we can move on, we can start going in. Wait, Renee said something that I missed. Renee said back in the 80s, they believed Bo Derek invented cornrow. Yeah, did you remember when Kim Kardashian tried to have those braids? Okay. And they were like, oh, they started calling them Kim Kardashian braids. Did you remember? You remember that? Okay, so I think we're done with the current events for now. I don't think anybody else has anything to say regarding current events. So we can just dive deep, okay? Myrta said, sending kids the wrong message. Exactly, referring to the Little Mermaid, sending kids the wrong message. Alex S says, the Yoruba guys survived the slave trade in Santeria. Those are black guys from Nigeria, but they got a problem with blackness. You know what? You said it, so I don't gotta say anything. Castle Dragon 78 said they would learn the native lore and their villains and monsters, and would dress up like devils and scare them into Jesus or their Catholic. Yeah, I know. Listen. I wish people would just. I don't even know how to explain that. I just wish people would just be open to learning. It just seems like no one's like they really care to learn, and that's the thing that really bothers me. No one really cares to learn, and it's just like no one cares. Like they just really just don't care. So that pisses me off. All right, moving on. Topics next week. So next week, guys, I really want you guys to tune in to next week, because I'm gonna have a representative. Those of you who are already members, you guys already know who's gonna be on next week. And next week, let me actually get that flyer up for you guys so that you can see it. Because you guys, I'm telling you, this is gonna be so amazing. This live. While I do that, guys, go ahead and get your questions together because we're gonna jump into the Q&A. So you guys can ask me whatever you want to ask me. This is your chance because I know a lot of people they're always messaging me and asking me specific questions, and this is your chance to answer it, to ask it. Okay, so get your questions together while I get it. I find the flyer to show you guys. Where are the best places to live in Panama for culture and peace? All right, as far as culture is concerned, if I could, my personal opinion, I would move to Cologne. There are places in Cologne that um, are gated, and that's just my opinion. Okay, I would actually live in Cologne. Another place, I love the city. The city is, you just got to find a really good place in the city to live. I would definitely live in Panama City. So that's another place that you guys can check out. And then I did do a video on the best places in the city to live in my personal opinion. But that also would depend on what your budget is going to be. What are you into? Are you into apartments, or are you looking for a suburban area? Are you looking for some place that is just full of local people? It will all depend. But my personal opinion is um, there are new places that are being built in Cologne. That's not in the city, but it's still Cologne. It's not in Cologne City and Panama City. Renee all day says, I'm in Chicago. I'll be there in April. I want to ask you about mold. Call me crazy. Oh God, girl. Talk to me about the mold. I know all about mold. I hate mold, and mold hates me. Okay? Because every time I leave, my house is always filled with a shit load of mold. So annoying. So annoying. Let me see if I can find it on here because for some reason, guys, how do you control it? So the first time I ever got mold, it was actually like last year. So I thought if you would leave the windows open, then I wouldn't have mold, but clearly I was very wrong. I came back and I had mold all over my freaking house. So I had to call a company that specifically deals with mold, and they came in and they did whatever they had to do or whatever. But then I still had mold. Like I left and I still had mold. They gave me like this spray. It's called mold control, and I that's pretty much what I use when I leave. Because honestly speaking, every time I come back, there's always mold all over the place. So I try to number one leave the air condition like um, going when I'm home. I try to keep the AC on. What else? Try not to keep things in darkness. So what I'm gonna do is when I leave, I'm gonna get like these little buckets. Yes, anti-moisture buckets. Yep, that's what it. That's exactly what I was gonna say. And put my stuff in there because I had to throw out a whole bunch of bags, shoes, clothes because it just didn't make any sense. But speaking about cologne, okay, I want to show you guys this. Um, why does it say to open? I want to show you guys the flyer for next week, Tuesday, and I know that you guys are going to be very excited to actually see it because this is what our live schedule is going to be for next week, Tuesday. Taking Back Cologne with Delano. Okay, he is actually running for Representante in Cologne. And when I tell you guys, this guy is so knowledgeable. Okay, he has a wealth of information. He's running for representative. He is very Afrocentric. He knows a lot about Cologne and its history. So next week, Tuesday, you don't want to miss that one because trust me, it's going to be really good. And then Thursday, we have the live with Nibby. That was actually supposed to be today, but unfortunately, things happened. He had to work. So we're definitely going to do that this week, Thursday, this is going to be it. And this is actually going to be this Thursday at the same time. So this is going to be the live next week, Thursday. I mean, this Thursday. And then the other live is with the representative from Cologne. That's actually a good question. Hold on, we're going to get into that right now, sis. I knew somebody was going to come here and ask about dating and dating advice. So I'm going to give you guys the real deal. The real deal. From my experience and experiences from other people as well. Okay? Okay. So let's put your question on here. How are the men in Cologne or dating period? So I think the men in Cologne and the men in the city are very different because there's a lot of black men in Cologne and they have like a different flow, if you ask me. The men in Cologne are very different. But you also got to be very mindful, okay? You don't want to be 90 Day Fiance out here, okay? I have never per se dated anyone here, like took anyone seriously. I did have conversations with one person who is Panamanian, but he actually grew up in California, so that doesn't really count. And then I had a friend that is Panamanian, and he was cool, but he wasn't really like my cup of tea as far as dating is concerned. And I really haven't found or like really dated much, okay? My friends now that have dated, I have one friend that is Panamanian and her dating scene is very, very non-existent. She can't find a man either. I had another friend that dated guys here in Panama too, and she all complained about the same thing, that they wanted to be kept. They didn't want to do the keeping. I know two young ladies that are both American. One was dating a guy from Cologne, but that same guy was trying to talk to two or three other people that I know. I know another girl that's dating a guy in here, and he's Panamanian, and he's just using her for financial gains because he did say that to someone else that he was looking to use her for financial gains, and that's just me keeping it real. So it's kind of hard to find people's intentions, to figure out people's true intentions, especially when it comes to like men. I feel like when you are from the States, people kind of are going to be drawn to that because probably think, and I'm not saying this is for everybody. I'm not saying this is everybody. There may be 1 in a million, okay, that probably won't use you, but you just have to figure out. You have to be able to have the spirit of discernment to figure out who's who, because they would very 90-day fiance you. Okay, not everybody, but the people that I ran into and the people that I know that dated, that's pretty much what it is. They're trying to go to America and they're trying to figure it out. Thomas H says, I'll be out there next month actually to purchase more land. Any spots in Cologne to look out for? If you actually reach out to me, Thomas, I can actually connect you with a realtor that's actually selling property in Cologne. So if you were interested in that. All the Panamanian dudes I know from Cologne are flat out 304s. I have no idea what 304 is. So if you know what 304 is, can you like break it down? Because I don't know what that is. The Renee say sounds like the States. Yeah. But at least you know in the States they're not trying to get a green card. Like, do you watch 90 Day Fiance? Does anybody watch 90 Day Fiance? Because I know someone that literally happened to, they got Chantel's, okay? Pretty much. Okay, got you. 304 equal hoe. Okay, so if you watch 90 Day, if you watch the Family Chantel, okay, for those of you who do not watch the Family Chantel, if you watch the Family Chantel, we're like really like all over the place. But I like having these type of conversations because it's hilarious, right? So she married this guy from the Dominican Republic. Everyone told her that he was using her for a green card. She didn't believe him. She didn't believe them, I'm sorry. One of her friends, which was also her husband's friend, told her that they were using her to get him to America because they wanted to bring his mother and his sister wanted to come to America. Girl, well, hear me tell you, girl, guys, do you know that as soon as this guy got his green card, he filed for divorce? He went to see a lawyer, and the lawyer told him that he could have got his citizenship before, but he literally divorced her as soon as he got his green card, as soon as he got his feet on the ground and got a job and was able to make moves. He ended up getting a divorce. He's divorcing her right now as we speak, and trying to take her for all that she got. And she's financially responsible for taking care of him for 10 years. So I think you guys should be very careful with that. Like I said, you don't know people's real intentions, okay? I'm not saying everybody is like that, because everyone isn't the same. But yes, it's crazy out here. Everybody's trying to get a leg up. Star Alexander said, I've dated 3 different Panamanian men in the U.S. and they weren't good experiences. Maybe the Panamanians that live there are better. Girl, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Okay? I know someone's gonna see this live and they're gonna come for me and they're gonna be like, oh, you're talking about Panamanian men. I'm really not. Like, I'm just telling you guys my experience, okay, and experiences from people that I know, okay? You can message me, you can email me, you can VGIRLTV@gmail.com. Yeah. This is just, I'm just telling you my experience, okay? My personal experience. I've dated Panamanian men. I've dated Panamanian men in New York, okay? And let me tell you, the both experiences that I had with Panamanian men, and one was from Cologne and the other one was from the city, and they both ended the same exact way. One of them was a damn cheater, okay? And the other one was a damn cheater. Okay? He had girls follow me on Instagram, and then he stole money from me. Okay? So I didn't have good experiences with Panamanian men either. So that was 2. Who else? Did I date any other Panamanian men? No, I didn't. But the experiences that I had with dating Panamanian men, it really didn't work out for me. So, I don't know. Take that information and do as you will with it. Well, you know what? My daughter's father, who is my my significant other, because you guys, I swear, I don't ever discuss my relationship with any. I don't just discuss my relationship on YouTube. So this is the first time you're gonna get any tea on my relationship, right? Um, my daughter's father, who's also my significant other, he actually, I don't want to say he's Panamanian because he was actually born in the States, but his parents are Panamanian, so I don't know if that counts. Let me know if that counts in the comment section. And we're still together, and we have a baby, and you know, he hasn't got. If he's cheating on me, I wouldn't know because I didn't get the information. So, okay, so if that counts, my experience with him thus far has been mostly positive. But the other ones, no. Mm-mm. Does he live in Panama? He actually does not live in Panama, but he travels back and forth, as do I. Okay? But he works a lot, guys. So sometimes I feel like it doesn't even really make any sense for me to go to the States because he works so much. Like when I tell you he works really, he works a lot. Jay Alberto said machismo is real in Panama. It's embedded in the culture. I think the old school. I think the old school, like the older generation, like my dad's generation, yes. Okay. My cousin is on Instagram and she said that they waste men. Okay, that Panamanian men are waste men. We're not gonna sit up here and bash Panamanian men because guess what? My father is Panamanian. Okay, so we're not gonna bash him. We're not gonna bash them. I'm just saying my experience with them didn't go too well, except for my baby daddy. That sounds so ghetto. My daughter's father. Okay. Would you ever move back to the States? Okay, let me think about this. If I move back to the States, it would be, God forbid, when my parents close their eyes and I would want to be close to my sister. Or if, because, all right, let me see how I feel. Guys, I'm being so transparent with you guys because we never discuss these things, right? I never discussed my personal business like that. But, so, okay, my significant other does have plans to eventually come here. So if he does not come here, then these are really my conditions of me going back to States. If God forbid my parents close their eyes or if they get too old to be able to take care of themselves, I will go back to the States because I would need help with them. Two, if my significant other decides that he does not want to come, then I will go back to the States. But for right now, no. And another reason would be when Amir is on his own. So the thing about Amir is that he does not like the States, right? And I asked him, I said, well, when you go to college, like, what are you gonna do? He told me that he's gonna go to London. So those are my conditions. So if he is 18, I don't know what's gonna happen from now and then, but when he turns 18 years old or when he graduates from high school and he goes away to college, he says that he's not going to the States to go to college, that he wants to go to Europe. He wants to go to London to study in London. So it all depends, okay? For right now, my option, I'm saying no, but you just never know, you know? Really, Jay, you are generation what? Well, my parents are from the baby boom generation, Renee. Oh, exactly. My dad is very, very, he has a lot of machismo, okay? He has a lot of machismo to the point where it's like, and then, you know what's so crazy? Because my son is always around my father, my son is actually picking up on those things. So, like, he'll come home from school and he goes, oh, did you cook? And God forbid I don't cook, he has, like, the worst attitude ever. And I'm like, dude, like, I am not your wife, okay? So hanging around with my dad, he's definitely getting that vibe. But I don't think the generation like the millennials and the Gen Z generation has that. Amir, on the other hand, I think he just has that because he hangs around with my dad all the time, so he acts like an old man. We can learn from all generations. Absolutely, Renee. How is the party scene, beach bar? Okay, so um, pre-COVID, my friends and I used to go out a lot. There used to be this club called Via Argentina, which is Via Argentina. And they used to, I'm a dancehall reggae type of girl. I don't know what type of music you guys listen to. I don't really listen to techno. I don't listen to any of that kind of stuff at all. So we used to go to this club, and the club was, and obviously I was younger, okay, I only had one child, okay, and it was so much fun. Like the DJs, we used to go to, they used to have concerts. Like a couple of years ago, Movado was here. Um, so yeah, it was a vibe. Now post COVID don't look too good. Post COVID not looking too good. Be open to it, absolutely. Um, Jay Alberto, did your dad grow up on the zone? Absolutely not. My dad is from Cologne, and he grew up in Cologne City. So he's not from the Canal Zone at all. No, he had no American in him at all. He's straight Panamanian. Um, so yeah, so as far as the party scene and the beach and the bars, it kind of really depends on what you are into listening to. And then I know another time I went out, and we went to this club in Casco Viejo, but they do play reggae music, but they play a lot of the music from here from Panama. And I don't really listen to the music from here in Panama. I don't listen to any. I may listen to like some fetch here and there, but like the artists here, I don't really listen to it. I don't listen to them. I listen to like the old school Panamanian reggae. So you have Nando Boom, you will have Renato. Even though Renato was much older than I am, that's the type of music I listen to. Chicho Man, um, El General. So I'm much older. This younger generation, the kind of music that they like, I don't like it. And then if you go to like the rooftop places that have like bars and stuff like that, they're listening to like house music, like like that kind of music, and I'm not into that. I'll go have like, well, not now, but before pre-COVID, I would go with my friend, have drinks, or if someone would come to visit me, we would go out there and chill out a little bit, and that's it. And then like, um, they listen to like, what's like, what's that kind of music, like top tens, like the top 10 music, okay? They don't listen to like, the music that they listen to this day. Like, yeah, it's just weird. But if you are into that, like the top 10 rotation, go right ahead. But I will say that the parties in Cologne is a whole nother vibe from the parties that's in the city. I'm not even gonna lie to you, okay? Cologne is a whole nother vibe. It gives very much Flatbush, okay? If you are from Brooklyn, you know exactly what Flatbush is. M. Holla, classics, you ain't that old. I'm old, okay? I'm old. I'm older. I'm older than the Gen Z celebration. I mean, the Gen Z generation. I said celebration. Yeah, Cologne be lit. The thing is that Cologne is a whole nother vibe though. Like the parties in Cologne is like a whole nother vibe. Like the vibe in Cologne is a whole nother vibe. Like if you are like into like Caribbean music and reggae and stuff like that, like that's where you're gonna get vibes, right? You're gonna get vibes there. You might end up running through a back door or something like that because there might be like a shootout or something. But for the most part, Cologne is a whole vibe. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Are there any nightclubs in PTY that do not allow blacks in their club? I understand there are a few cases in the news about 5 years ago. As a matter of fact, I thought it was Avenida Argentina. Well, I never experienced that. I never experienced not like black people not being allowed to come to the club. I think it was more. Oh wait, I do remember what you was talking about, but I think that was a restaurant. I don't think that that was a club. I honestly think that that was a restaurant, and that they were discriminated against. They were football players. I do remember that. Um, and that was a restaurant. It wasn't a club. Imani says, "Oh, Kalung sounds lit," and then M Hollis says, "Because bullets is coming." Exactly. Okay. I I didn't want to. I lived in Alexis S says I lived in Chicago. Cologne, here I come. Okay, well then there you go. Like if you about that life, okay, if you're that guy or that girl, then you will be very aware of your surroundings and you'll just know how to move. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna lie to you, Cologne is a vibe. Like the parties in Cologne is a vibe for me. Okay, my personal opinion. Okay, me and Emma Hollis' opinion. Emma Hollis said, "Nah, Chicago ain't got nothing on Cologne." Renee All Day says, Alexis, I was just getting ready to say that. No, first of all, Chicago is bad, okay? Stop it, Impala. Don't try to make Cologne seem like it's like that bad. I mean, it's certain parts of Cologne is bad. But don't give people the wrong idea. And that's why next week when we have Delano on here, he's gonna break all of that down so that we can break down the stereotype of what people are saying about Cologne. So I cannot wait to have him on here. Renee All Day says, oh, I already said that already. She said that she was just about to say that. I'm telling you, it's just different. Like the city and Cologne is just different. Like it's just different. It's just very different. Jay Alberto said, I was just in Cologne. What was your experience? Marixa says, I'm that used to happen a lot before, but anymore. I think she meant that I used. Marixa, what are you referring to, babes? You just need to know the city exactly. Jay Alberto says hasn't changed since the 90s. Again, next week we're gonna have the representative Delano, who's running for representative in Cologne, here next week. So he will be able to break down everything that you need to know about Cologne. And then you have Emma Holly in here, who's a dead Cologne fan, die hard. I love Cologne, okay, person, okay. He's always in here. But when Delano comes on the live, you guys are going to, I know you guys are going to be having so much questions. The live might actually go for 2 hours because this man has so much knowledge, okay? So much knowledge. Aisha kind of says, I'm from East New York in Brooklyn, and most places don't scare me. I go to Kurundu with no fears. I'm looking to them. See? There you go, right? And that's the thing. Like, if you're from Brooklyn, okay, and I'm talking about pre-gentrification Brooklyn, pre-gentrified Brooklyn, then to you it would be like, to you it's like nothing. Like it's, for me, Cologne is like walking on Pickens Avenue. So take that information and do what you will with it. At this point, nothing scares me. M. Hala says, "Me get the yes. We know you love Cologne. Okay, yes, she's good then." Guys, if you on Instagram, I'm actually gonna have to close out on the Instagram because the battery on Instagram is gonna die. So just come onto YouTube and you can comment on there. But I'm gonna close out the live on Instagram. Okay. Exactly. Yeah, like the food in Cologne is so good. The food in Cologne is so good. Like, and I'm not just saying that because that's where my people is from. I'm not just saying that. I'm really serious. Like, for me, it's the food is so good. The culture is very rich. Yeah, Emma said the food is the bomb. Marisa says, Aisha, okay, she's talking to Aisha. Kurundu, you went really ghetto. But people say it's ghetto because of the shooting, drugs, and how people that live there act. Got you. Alexis S says, we know how to duck when we hear them blam blam. And I think you just really have to be aware of your surroundings, right? So you literally know you're gonna go into certain type of places. You know you're not gonna go stand where there's not an exit. Okay, you want to make sure that you're standing by the door. You know there's certain precautions that you have to take, and that's what when you grow up in Brooklyn, you have street smarts. So, or even Chicago, when you grow up in the inner city, you always have street smarts. So that is something that is super important to know. Yeah, you want to make sure you stand by the door. When you stand by the door, and next thing you know, something broke out, you could duck and go. Rick B says situational awareness. Exactly. Situational awareness. We need to be aware of our surrounding, guys, okay? And not only in like just Cologne. You need to be aware of your surroundings everywhere. Period. Okay? Because stuff be happening any and anywhere. You could be in the best neighborhoods and something still happens. So we laughing about it, but it's really not that. It's not funny, guys. It's not funny. So yeah, um, my cousins when they came to Panama, they're my cousins because their dad is actually my mom's cousin, and he was born in Cologne, but he passed away. So his kids came to just like to see like where he was from and all that stuff. And they went to Cologne by themselves, and they didn't know anybody, and they definitely didn't speak Spanish, and they managed just fine. They drove there and drove back, and they were in Cologne City, so and nothing happened to them. So I think it's just basically like wherever you guys go, you just have to be aware of your surroundings and just be smart about how you move. Pretty much, don't go there with a whole bunch of jewelry and be all flashy and all kind of crazy stuff. You know, that's just my personal opinion. But I think that's it for today, guys. I will see you guys on Thursday. Thursday we have the live with Nibby. So, yep, here we go. This is the live on Thursday with Nibby. Um, this is actually going to be a really good one. So, as you can see, he has Oh, we still have more questions. I want to answer your question in a second. He has dreadlocks. So, I know you guys are going to have a lot of questions for him. Let me answer Aisha's question before I go. How do you manage your time, family, business, home, and personal self? Girl, I'm still trying to figure it out, child. I'm still trying to figure it out. Um, Literally, with the new baby, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's been very difficult. Okay. Luckily, I have a babysitter that keeps her, so I'm able to work on like creating content and stuff like that. Because I have a babysitter. And then my son, he's very active. So I like weekends. I don't do any social media content. So anything that I produce will be like Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday is literally family time. Business, I go on certain days during the week. Home, I have help. Like I have someone who cleans and stuff like that. So and personal care, whenever I could get it, girl. Whenever I could get it. But I think that's gonna be it for today. This was fun. Little chit chat. It's been over an hour. I will see you guys on Thursday at the same time. So I will see you guys then. Thank you always, guys, for tuning into my videos. And peace and love.